Hi guys, and I am back and I want to do an interesting video about stats. Some of you may know that XVM is back. WoWreplays.com has made an application that gives you a whole load of stats, and I'm going to tell you what I think about it. So, this application gives a whole lot of details of your team and the enemy team, colour coordinates it from dark purple being super unison down to red being crap. So yeah, this is the battle I've done. I haven't picked a battle out at all. I haven't done a special battle. I've just thought, okay, load up XVM, first game, let's see what we can do. Then I'm going to analyse the stats and see what I can find from it. Do the stats tell you whether a player is good or a player is bad? And will they play well or not well on your team or on the enemy team? Yeah, so here are the stats. I'm slap bang in the middle. I am Ardley. I am in the Edinburgh. Apparently, I am a very good player. I think very good means blue. I'm not unison. I'm 2 below unison. I'm very good, apparently. In the Edinburgh, that is. I think that's what it's trying to tell me. I'm not entirely sure whether the blue on my name means I'm a very good player overall, or whether I'm very good just in the Edinburgh. I've had 24 battles in the Edinburgh, and I've averaged 1765 XP. Base XP, that is. Which, yeah, I mean, I'm really enjoying the Edinburgh, and that kind of represents my enjoyment of it. 13 wins out of 24, which gives me a 54% win rate in the Edinburgh, which is, I guess, is about my average, really. I think I'm at 52%, because bear in mind that wasn't very good when I first started, but I think I'm probably averaging about 54% at my point in the game. So I'm marginally above average. I'm no Flamu or Notsu or whatever, or Commie or anything like that. I'm not like a competitive player. I play for fun. And I've averaged 56,000 damage in the Edinburgh, which again is pretty good. And average frags 1.38, which I think is the second highest on my team, which is great. Yeah, so this is the XVM. Right, so let's get into the game. Okay, hello, and yes, so this is the game. And I am in... was it? I forgot what it's called. It's called North? Yeah, it's North. Oh, I can't. I was trying to press tab, but this is just a video recording I had of the video. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's North. I'm starting on the north side of North. And I had a choice whether I was going to go down to C, but there wasn't much support there. The BB was going to go over towards D. I was considering to go towards D, seeing as there are a few islands there and it's not often contested. And there's always an escape route, which is nice to use. But I decided at the end of the day to go towards B, seeing there's this nice big flat piece of land where the cruise stock is, and I like to use that to try and pick off any boats that go into there. B is usually a honeypot for a lot of boats. B is in the middle, it's not towards the outside. People like to go towards B, there's lots of islands around there, so I'm going to use that to my advantage. Just to say in this video, I do cut it short. The second half of the video is me essentially just capping, going from cap to cap to cap. I think I managed to do 3 caps in this video. I'm pretty sure it's 3. And I skip over those, so be aware that I'll be doing that. Here's Notago, and remember this name, Captain Gridiron. What we're going to do is he is just bombing it into the centre of the match. No one knows why he's done that. Is he even shooting back? I don't know, but everyone's shooting him. I'm thinking, come on, get some good citadels on him. I know he's quite angled, as you can see on my screen. He's about 33 degrees angle on me, which isn't the best for me. But yeah, so he's just bombing in there. Now, if we're using XVM, we should be seeing that he has bad rating, or not good rating, because that's not what a good player does. He has put his plane up for some weird reason. He's still not shooting around. Maybe he's firing some torpedoes off. He's gone into the smoke, but now we can see him again, which is good. Yeah, so hopefully we can get this shot into him as well. Not a great shot there. Did shoot at me, did 6,000 damage on me, which is not great. And he's just going around the island. No, he's going to do like a U-turn, which is kind of interesting, really. I was hoping he would come out on the other side of the island and I'd be able to shoot him nicely, but there's a lot of ships waiting for him there, especially the Don story. Yeah, so there's his torpedoes. That's why I'm moving back away, just in case when the smoke dissipates, I don't want to be a target. The Kuchsov has the right idea. Coming back around this side here, and the kill was taken from me. Well, it wasn't really, but yeah. He's dead, so And also the Philip de Grosser was taken out as well. He was taken out pretty early on. He was bombing into the cap in A. Yeah, so remember those two ships. Those should be some interesting ships to think about in XVM. Oh, I say, I can hear in the background actually on this recording, I think I left my microphone on, so if you heard any weird noises, that's me, with the, yeah, I don't know. Right, here's a Neptune. He's not doing a very Neptune type thing, he's reversing into the centre of the island. Now also think about the Neptune, is he a bad player? There we go, 10,000 damage, 1 Citadel, and hopefully there's another good shot on him as well. I need to start moving forwards a little bit. 4 Citadels, 6 Citadels! Lovely shot, absolutely lovely shot. Hopefully get another couple of shots on him. Another Citadel. So far I've done 8 Citadels in this guy and he's still not dead. That's crazy. Our guys are trying to cap. We're trying to cap C, but our cruiser decides to move out of C, which is rather frustrating. I mean, we should have stayed in C, but never mind. Yeah, so he's moved out of C. Right, so I feel like that the B area is now free enough to move into and start maybe moving in towards it. I'm going to use this island as my backup. I told the cruiser to move back into C and cap, and I just said thank you, and I see him start moving into there, so that's nice. Although he doesn't actually cap, you'll actually find in the results in this game, I actually do every single cap. I do 180 points of capping, and out of 180. I capped every single cap there was to cap on my team. But yeah, so there's an Azumo quite far away, and we know there's a Neptune somewhere around here. Now my plan is to move behind this island to give myself a bit of strength, but no one came out, although the Neptune's smoke is dissipating, or he's moving out of the smoke. And I'm going to move over to the other islands. Now, I should easily be outgunned by the Neptune. So I want to move myself in, and then I want to get myself much more angled. And by him angling, hopefully that will put him out of position, and maybe someone else can start helping to take him down as well. His shots fire out once every 4 seconds. Mine fire out once every 8 seconds, so he's going to get double the amount of AP inside of my boat. I pop my smoke up. He could be using his hydroacoustic, and also his torpedoes. So I pop my hydroacoustic to see any torpedoes coming in advance. And I do notice a Fletcher's coming around the corner. I want to sit in this cap, and here he is. Here is the Neptune, and torpedoes are coming. Not much I can really do here. I need to get one more shot onto this Neptune to try and take off this kill. Come on. I hope this takes it down. Yes, take down. And it looks like I'm going to avoid all the torpedoes. Yes, pretty lucky there. However, I was facing forwards on, which is the best way to face. So the worst that could have happened was 2 if I was very unlucky. But most likely I was going to take 1. I was lucky not to take any, which is good. I've still got 50 seconds of this smoke, so I might as well use it. Just want to secure the cap with 7 seconds left. And I'm going to start taking some damage onto this Azumo. I wasn't shooting particularly accurately. Wasn't really shooting on a superstructure. The Azumo does have a superstructure only at the very back, which is you have to kind of think about when you're shooting. And there's a Fletcher, and I'm going to feel like I'm going to try and take this Fletcher on. The Azumo seems to be shooting at my guys on the other side, so I'm going to try and take this Fletcher on. He's probably going to fire torpedoes at me. I have 15 seconds left of Hydro, but my shell should easily manage him, so 5,000 damage in one go. And my secondaries, is that my secondaries? No, it's a DD behind me. There we go, secondary hit, yeah. So I'm going to try and take this guy down. He has popped his smoke, which is rather annoying because I've used up my hydroacoustics. Would have been good to have it now. So I'm going to move behind these islands to get myself away from the secondaries of the Zumo, or if the Zumo starts targeting me, I want to be in a safe place. Now I'm going to move directly into the smoke and try and push him out of the smoke. I know he's used up his torpedoes, so therefore I feel I can move into the smoke. Then once I'm in the smoke, I'm in a safe place. I'm not behind an island, and if anyone spots any other ships, I'll be able to shoot at them, and they will not be able to shoot at me, because this is US smoke. This smoke lasts forever and a day. So yeah, being targeted by one guy. It's probably the destroyer in the west side. And yes, so we're moving in. Talked about two guys, probably the Azumo and the... Oh no, it was the Fletcher. We know the Fletcher's in front of us now. Taking a little bit of damage, but it's okay for now. I'm going to be targeting what boats I can see, and I know that is the Azumo. Get some torpedoes out. Put a general spread. You notice that I like to do the single launch torpedoes. I do prefer that because I can vary it how I like, rather than how the torpedo automatically tells it, the torpedo system automatically tells it to do. Yeah, so it seems as if that DD has completely gone AWOL. I have no idea where he is. I'm trying to move around so I can place myself angled, as well as in a good position to go behind his islands as soon as I can. He has got all his turrets fired towards me, so I know that I do have to run away pretty quickly once the smoke dissipates, and I'd rather run away before the smoke dissipates completely. However, one thing I wasn't planning on is there is a DD, or possibly it's the DD, the Fletcher can see me. So I'm going to run behind these islands before anything happens. Got my second load of torpedoes, hopefully these can hit. Put a general wide spread on there in case he moves out or moves in towards me. Hopefully I can get one hit. I'd rather have one hit than no hits. So now I'm behind these islands. I'm relatively safe except for the Fletcher that I'm trying to hunt down. There is a low yang coming into the cap, and I wanted to defend this cap. I also wanted to defend this cap because I have the task I want to try and complete. Looks like the Fletcher's invisifiring, which is rather annoying, but never mind. There's a plane in the air. I hate planes. Planes are so annoying. And I get a nice hit on him, although forward bounces. Still got one hit. I'm in an okay position. The Azumo can't hurt me at the moment. I think I do check it in a second. I think I am moving out towards the Azumo's side, and I want to try and get away from the Azumo being able to hurt me, which is not the thing I want, seeing as I would be the easiest target for the Azumo right now. It's being the Oodle in the second target, much harder to hit. Hopefully I get this. I'm going to try and move on. He's moving away from me. I'm not in a position to go defend. Got my third defense, which is exactly what I need, just as the Bismarck dies. And now I'm going to be cutting all the boring bits out. So here I'm going to go towards the cap. And there we go. Just received the first cap. And then it's going to cut towards the next cap now. Yeah, so I'm just going to cap. Just basically rack up and farm XP essentially. And there is the third cap. Yay. And I think the game pretty much ends here. Yeah, and there is the winning sequence. 3, 2, 1, and we win. Great. Now let's take a look at the match stats, and then we'll take a look at the XVM, and we'll analyze what happened and whether the stats actually have a difference in how you should think about the game. Okay, so this is the main stats page. 417,000 credits, 9,900 XP. I do have a few flags and I have premium on. 88,000 battle performance, damage, sorry, which is alright. Nothing amazing. 9 citadels, which I like, and I completed 2 of my tasks, which is great, and 3 captures, which is great. And on to the team stats. Come top of the team, 2,644 XP, which is pretty good, seeing as how my damage wasn't amazing. I think it was the cap and the DD attacks that I was doing. And let's have a look at some of the players I told you to look out for. Looking out for the FDR and the Otago. As you can see, they came pretty low. Genpark also came quite low. We'll see those in the stats and see how those reflect, as they did not do very well. Okay, so here is the XVM, as I showed you in the beginning. I told you to look out for the Otago, which is the Takao, as I later found out. It's an ARP ship. He's the guy who died pretty early on. He is a yellow player, so average or below average, I don't know, somewhere around there. I think he's average, according to that. He does have 62% win rate for an average player, with 32,000 damage and 0.5 frags. Now, is that an average player, or is that something below average? Clearly, his win rate does not reflect his colour on this main thing. So, as you can see, win rate is nothing to do with how good a player is. Another boat I told you to look out for was the FDR that also bombed it into A and died pretty quickly. I think the orange means you're slightly below average. He's got decent XP, but that's because he is in a T9 ship. I don't know whether that is an average, whether that's unison for the whole average of the game, or whether it's for that particular boat. Win rate pretty low, but again, 26 battles doesn't really say anything. So far, these stats do not say anything. 42% win rate, 62% win rate, doesn't say anything yet. Average damage, 41,000, which I would say is a little bit low. Maybe he does bomb in a bit too hard, and sometimes he's able to do a lot of damage. I think he thinks he can get a lot of secondaries to do the work for him. Who knows? And moving on to our own team, I said to look out for, well, me, of course. I did pretty well, I think. Yes. Yeah, I did. I obviously bumped up my average XP, which is nice. And I think I wanted to look out for was Genpar. You can see he is very, very red. He's had 128 battles in the Benson and only averaged 560 XP. 36% win rate. Now this is where the win rate does become significant, because he has had enough battles to reflect how good he is as a player, and only does 8,000 damage. And he's pink. I mean, yeah, and 0.09 frags per game, so he does manage to sink a boat 9% of the time. Yeah, so these stats are interesting. Now what I have done is I have copied out all the stats by hand, because I couldn't copy and paste it from the tool, which would be really useful if we can. Wow, replays, please let me do that. Into Excel, and I'm going to do some analysis. So let's take a look at that. Are there any correlations? Let's find out. Okay, so here we go. This is a Excel sheet where I put all the names in. I mean, loads of mistakes. This is just to illustrate the point. I haven't even spelled the names of the boats right. On the first column, I've put the game rank, as you can see, and I've also put in all the details that XVM gives us, and I've put in the little bar chart thingy to show you relative to each team member how well they did. Okay, so and I've ordered this table between average XP from largest to smallest, and let's have a look at the various other stats in there. So if we have a look at the game rank, you can see that, generally speaking, the lower half of average XP did come in the lower half of the game. And therefore, in this particular game, the stats met with what the gameplay implies, or the stats imply. The gameplay met what the stats imply. The less XP you have on average, the more likely you're going to come lower in the game, in any given game. This is any given game. So yeah, now let's move on to a different one. I'm going to order this by average damage. So let's take a look. We have got the highest damage being 101,000. It is it's 101 there, but it's 101k. Yeah, so let's have a look. The guy who came 5th came top. The guy who came 7th has the second highest, but then again he has only had one game, so is this significant? I don't know. But then moving on from there, again, the guy, generally speaking, the lower half, there is the guy who came 3rd, did do pretty, did do quite well in the game, but has not got a very high average damage compared to the rest of the team. So obviously he played better than average. Maybe he did a lot more damage than he usually does, so good on him. And that means you can go think to yourself, this guy's a good player. He actually does a half decent amount of damage, and he's overachieved himself on his average, probably. But again, 9, 8, 10, 11, the guys with the least XP and the least damage came in the bottom of this game here. So is that another indication that maybe the lower the damage and the lower the XP, the worse you are at the game? Who knows? And also, if you look at this again, higher average damage means more chance of having frags. I mean, I know I only come 5th on my team for, no, 4th on my team for average damage. The frag versus damage correlation is pretty clear to see. The lower half of the average damage section has much less frags, but that's obvious then, isn't it? Again, average XP, you can see that the more damage you do, the more likely to do more XP, and that also reflects in the game. So what it is saying to me, really, is that the stats do make sense. The stats do say that the more damage you do, the more frags you do, and the more average XP you do, the better you are likely to be in the game. Now, I know this creates a lot of elitism, but what I would like to use this, and I'd like to stress this to everybody, is if you are going to use XVM, don't use it to be all elitist, say, oh, I've got a much higher win rate than you. Well, look at this guy here. The guy who's got the second highest average damage. He's got 0% win rate. That's because he only had one battle. You can't really take him down for losing one battle. It's, in a stock Amagi, and there's no problem having a stock Amagi either. So don't be too worried about that. Use the stats to go, okay, well, that guy overperformed himself. We know Captain, he has a relatively low average damage for our team. Yet we can see his XP is on the higher end. I think he's 4th or 3rd on our team for the game XP. Yeah, he's 3rd on our team for the game XP. So he obviously outperformed himself. He got above his average, and that's the most important thing. So if you have a look at game XP versus average XP, even the guys at the bottom, I know this is a win, so you've got to take that into account. But the guy who came 8th, he got 1,029 versus average XP of 1,000, so he must have played a little bit better than he did in average. So yeah, bear that in mind and compliment players who do better. My personal opinion is that XVM is good fun for someone who likes numbers. If you don't like numbers, then don't bother with XVM. And I do believe it gives an extra dimension to the game. It gives a bit more insight into the players on your team. I know that in the future I will be looking at XVM and I'll be thinking, okay, this guy has got a pretty high average XP. He has a high win rate, high frags and high damage. That's the guy I would like to take out because I want to give my team the best chance of winning and the enemy team, of course, the worst chance of winning. Take out the good players. They are the least threat for ages. If I know that our team is losing and I feel like I can't really pull it back, I want to be able to salvage something. So I want to be able to get better XP, keep my XP rates nice and high, and keep my damage rates nice and high, maybe get a couple of medals. So I'm going to go look for the players that aren't very good. I know I'll be able to take them on. So, for good or for bad, XVM is here. And you can say it's bad, but I'm going to say it's good. I do believe stats do tell stories, and I do believe that there is a correlation between how well someone plays in the game, in general being the important phrase to use there, versus what your stats are. So bear that in mind. Win rates do not mean anything in XVM. Battles do not mean anything in the XVM. Average XP only means anything once they've got, let's say, more than 20 or 30 battles under the belt. Most of these players have more than that. There's 1, 2, 3, 4. Bear that in mind, and I hope you guys don't rage at XVM because it's a good tool. I like it. Numbers are good. People don't like numbers. I don't understand people who don't like numbers. Anyway, that is my video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I know it's something slightly different from what you're used to with my videos. Yeah, I enjoyed making it. It took much longer than usual. I had to get all the numbers together. I had to copy out all the stuff by hand. So please appreciate that and give me a like, give me a subscribe, tell me what you like, and watch some of my other videos, and I'll catch you guys later.